is underway, 3 hours live every day for you right here on KFH, which means more opportunities for your interaction. 869-1240 is the number to call. You can do that all the way up until 11 o'clock. Glad to be able to do that for you. The most sports daily, I think, that there ever has been in the great long history of this show, going back to Bruce and everybody that was on here before us. 3 hours now, which is really cool for us to be able to do. We've got you not only on the phone lines, by the way, you can also reach us via email at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. You can reach us via our video streams on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. Leave comments there on those social platforms. We can get to those right out over the air. And you can also, of course, watch us on 12 News Connected, which we always appreciate, and listen to us on the Odyssey app, which we always appreciate, which on the Odyssey app, there's a little microphone. You can leave us voice messages. And as I learned yesterday, Brady, everything's in play right now.
That's right. That's right.
We had a great Hawaiian shirt Wednesday yesterday, and mixed into that, Brady's been, if you watch the video stream, you see from time to time going into break, Brady will sneak in and, show a little bag of trays. He's been wanting to rip those out over the air, and I made a mistake. I said, Brady, nobody wants to hear that. And to back it up, I ran my mouth, said, if you get enough support, we'll do it. And he did. And so
here we are. Here we are.
We're still working on the details of that. Brady, you got a little reverb in your microphone there.
Yeah, no.
It's wild to see how much that is maybe an appetizer to how much fun we're going to be able to have with the show now going into the fall, and get all of these people the chance to chime in on the things that we're talking about all the way up until 11 o'clock. I'm so excited about it as we get ready for football. We've got some football news. We're going to preview divisions, continue to do that, Brady. We'll take on one of the divisions I most closely play to. We'll go the NFC East today. So buckle up and get ready for that. The NFC East is always an entertaining division. But we'll have that preview for you. We'll also, of course, check in from Chiefs camp a little bit later. A couple of great guests lined up. Our K-State insider, Tim Fitzgerald, in, as always, on Thursdays as camp is getting underway. It is a little different at K-State camp than what it is at KU camp. So we'll go over, kind of what we're allowed to see and do and hear and say out there. And then, of course, get Fitz's take on the Protect and, quite frankly, our other guest, Taylor Eldridge, Wichita State insider, soon to be, is going to make an unscheduled visit here because there's been a lot of shocker news in the last 7 days or so. We'll get both their takes, though, on the Protect College Sports Act. We'll get you caught up on the Protect College Sports Act as well. What's happened overnight? What are the latest rumblings? Deadlines are nearing. Everybody wants this. Everybody in college sports, or with any relation to college sports, it seems, has been writing their local senators to say, hey, we'd really like to see this get done. So we'll have the latest on that. But Taylor Eldridge also going to join, of the Wichita Eagle. Of course, covers the Shockers unlike anybody else. Glad to have him on board. But he put out this morning some details on that Paul Mills contract. I want to get his take on this, court challenge in Colorado. Does that open anything up or any interest if he's hearing anything for Wichita State? And the USC scheduling and all those things. It's a good time for Shocker basketball, quite frankly, and we'll see if Taylor has any more insights. We'll have that for you later today as well. Brady, this should be a fun show. I'm looking forward to it. You're muted. Brady is muted right now. There you go. Nope. We lost Brady there for a second. We'll get a better connection with Brady on his end. But, yeah, we'll take it through. We'll tell you everything I was just mentioning is what's on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring 3 very limited small batch anniversary beers, Mango Habanero, a Spicy Sour, a 15th on 13th, which is a New Zealand Pilsner. I got to get in and try that one. And Black Raspberry Seltzer, WBC, celebrating 15 years with new 3 of them limited time beers. Glad to have them on board. Glad to have all our great sponsors on board. Of course, thanks to Pray for Our Coffee for keeping us fueled up. NFL running backs continue to get contracts. We have a lot of little things to get with on the show today. As we make our way through a Thursday. How's everybody feeling about the third live hour? As we've got Brady back in. Brady, we're rocking and rolling with this thing. I like it.
So far, so good. You got me now? Am I
Gotcha.
back? I'm back like the Royals used to be back here and there throughout the season. We're back. Yeah, I'm excited. It's one thing that I've noticed so far, Jacob, and I think that's maybe one thing that if you do enough radio, when you add extra time, and especially we're still kind of in that lull just a little bit. Things are starting to pick up sports-wise pretty big, but you never know, like, how are you going to feel that time? I feel like it's been a breeze. We've been going right through it.
We've been rocking. We haven't even started the real action yet. You get through. We make this announcement. We're going 3 hours, and we go to some of the more painful weeks of the summer of just everything sort of slowing down a little bit. We got kids going back to school next week.
Yeah,
all the craziness, people cramming in last-minute vacations, and here we go. Well, let's launch at 3 hours. We need the time to get ready, get everything ironed out, wrinkled out. Again, our guest list coming up for the fall, which will get going in just a couple of weeks, is going to be awesome. We have so many great insiders. Joshua Briscoe, one of those insiders, going to make an unscheduled visit tomorrow. We'll talk a little Chiefs with Josh as well. And we're there, man. We're there. This Protect College Sports Act has made this summer pretty interesting, actually. It's been, Brady, quite a thing to follow as we are coming down. Yet we keep giving this thing deadlines, and it keeps getting extended. That kind of feels like good news in Washington, right? We do this all the time. Here's a deadline, and then you just extend it, right? That means we're alive. We've got a pulse on this Protect College Sports Act. Anybody out there not want the Protect College Sports Act anymore? Like, is there even debate among anybody that says, I don't know if we should push this through? I feel like we've reached the point where everyone's like, can we just please get this done?
Right. Yeah. I love it when the players that 5 different teams in 4 years, or 5 different schools, I should say.
Yeah. It's the best. Come on. All right.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
We'll get it figured out. We'll get you the latest on that when we come back. Again, Tim Fitzgerald, he'll be in the next hour. Taylor Eldridge in the final hour of the program today. We have just kind of news and notes from around the NFL to get to. Another running back gets a big payday. We have Stephon Diggs. Chiefs fans can stop begging for Stephon Diggs as he signs with Washington. We'll kind of dig into that. It's good timing. One of the reasons we picked Brady, the NFC East today, is that news. So we'll have that. We'll predict those divisions. But we'll get you the latest on the Protect College Sports Act and some of those headline-y type news items when we come back, and we'll have a solid connection on the other side as well here on Sports Daily. We are ready to go on a Thursday, the first Thursday in the new 3-hour 8 to 11 live format. Here we go. Buckle up. It's Sports Daily, everybody. Albrecht and Bowman coming right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad to be here with you on Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman. We are coming at you live now, 8 to 11. The new format is underway. Underway here for the rest of the way, taking you right into the fall. Looking forward to, just really looking forward to a lot of fun, Brady. It'll be, I think this new thing will give people a chance to fire off their hot takes and everything else they might have. You might be driving to work. Who knows what you're doing. But we have all the different ways to get in touch with us. You can call us at 869-1240. Again, you can email us at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. You can leave us video comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and you can leave us voice messages through the Odyssey app. Everything's in play. Everything's in play. As we learned yesterday, as Brady gets his wish, and we couldn't have gone more off the rails yesterday for a stretch there. We're just trying to, get everybody all the sports news and information and entertainment they need. And all of a sudden, we spend a good half hour on trading cards and muscle cars.
I mean, those are good topics.
The hell? Can we get some football games back, please?
Actually, tonight, the Hall of Fame game. We're back, baby.
Is that tonight?
Yeah.
We need to find a Hall of Fame game bets. Come on.
What
are we waiting for? What am I doing?
How much is...
We got the Cardinals as 1-point favorites with Carson Beck under center against the Panthers, an over-under of 35 big ones. We got to find some Hall of Fame game bets. Man, I can't wait to start our betting insider segments.
That's going to be fun.
I can't believe we missed this one. What an opportunity lost. Our first football game of the season. Hall of Fame game tonight. Boy, I asked this question yesterday, and what's worse, training camp or preseason games?
Jacob, I don't know what you're talking about. We got Carson Beck versus Kenny Pickett tonight.
Ah, man, that's just so good.
Here's the thing, though. This is what I like about NFL preseason games. And honestly, remember, it used to be 4 games, or was it almost 5? It was at least 4. I remember that.
I think it could be 1, and I'd be happy.
But what I like about preseason, especially if you follow enough college football and you're like a draft junkie, it's fun to see, let's see how Carson Beck does for a little bit. Or as a K-Stater, I'm like, we were kind of robbed last year due to injury, but seeing Will Howard in any action. So now I'm looking forward to see how Will Howard does.
You're excited for that?
Yeah.
Or it's just kind of like, it's there. That's like getting excited for the NBA Summer League, right? Are you really excited for the Summer League?
No, I'm not excited for the preseason. I'm excited to see some of these college players that we watched, in the Big 12 or wherever, see them in an NFL uniform and, see if they can impress enough to do some things.
I'll agree to a point on that. When I was more locked into my alma mater, a Division II football program, we had a stretch of, 3 or 4 quarterbacks straight that went to the NFL and made NFL rosters. Some of them got NFL starts. I did enjoy watching them this time of year. That was enjoyable. So, okay, fine. I don't like it anymore, though. I don't care. I want to get to it. Although, I'm not a very patient person anyway, certainly not as I've gotten older. There are other things distracting me far more than there used to be things distracting me. I'm far more locked up and worried about what the kids are doing, and we're getting them ready for school, and they're starting their activities, and the time it takes to navigate training camp in the preseason flies by a whole lot faster than it used to. Whole lot faster. We've had this Protect College Sports Act to follow that has made time fly by. Now we're getting into the season of fantasy sports, and that makes things fly by because that's one of my favorite hobbies. So I'm looking at cheat sheets and running drafts and getting ready to lock and load in that world. So I'm fine with it. But then you have the injuries.
Sure.
Whether or not this flies by or not, we see players drop like flies. We previewed the NFC West. Not yet. We have not previewed the NFC West. The San Francisco 49ers are down 4 wide receivers right now.
Yeah.
The Panthers have lost 3 critical starters already. We saw the Falcons lose a key piece. You're just hoping for just make it healthy. That's become the thing that is excruciating. The Chiefs avoided 2 massive injury scares to an already thin room where there really isn't more depth out there on the market. We have Deebo Samuel off the market. We have Stephon Diggs off the market. I don't think Tyreek Hill is going to be healthy enough. It sounds like a guy... It sounds like almost everybody has homes. Keenan Allen, people are tying him to the Colts, I think. So, we just hold our breath, and we'll get you a Chiefs update in a little bit. Couple of headlines here, though, from the NFL world. Jonathan Taylor, the latest running back to get paid. Brady, you weren't with us on Sports Daily, but it was not long ago that we had the yearly debate of, is running back dead? Are these guys ever going to get paid again? Like, what is happening? And they were criminally underpaid for their usage. But this is, to me, one of the coolest things we see in the NFL. That was happening because teams were opening it up and everybody was running spread offenses and throwing the ball like crazy. And then you had the Chiefs and the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady gets the best of the Chiefs. But more importantly, the Buccaneers defense gets the best of the Chiefs. They completely take the high-octane pass game away from them. And then the following NFL season, and then the NFL season after that, and every year since, we have seen defenses key in on not allowing big-time pass plays, and the formations have changed, and the philosophies have changed, and lo and behold, guess who's important again? The good old running backs, right? Like, for a time, Christian McCaffrey was like the only one getting paid. Now, outside of Jahmyr Gibbs, who is very likely to get paid this offseason, all the good ones, all the great ones, essentially have been paid. It shifts like that in the NFL all the time.
It's a circle. It's always a circle. Like, I remember early 2000s or mid 2000s when it felt like Sean Alexander was kind of like the last big time paid running back. Then after that, it kind of tailed off. And now, here we are again because defenses adjusted to the spread and these wide receiver sets and all these sort of things. So you switch it up and start running again. Now, Kenneth Walker's a big deal. He's the big star right now for the Chiefs, or as far as the big player to look out for, the most exciting addition. And I like it because, one, it shows that the league is always adjusting and defenses are always adjusting, and then the offense adjusts. It's just, it keeps things fresh in a way.
So if you go back to 2023, right? So we've had the 23, 24, and 25 seasons. 3 seasons ago, going into that year, there was one running back in the NFL making more than $15 million, Christian McCaffrey. He was making 16. 2024, there was one NFL running back making more than $15 million, Christian McCaffrey. You go to 2025, now all of a sudden, there's 3, and there are 3 names that won't surprise you. Saquon Barkley, that's when he got his deal, Christian McCaffrey, and Derrick Henry. Okay, so 3. Now you go to 2026, and you have 5. Bijan Robinson just got paid. Jonathan Taylor just got paid. Devon Achane just got paid. So now you've got 5. Derrick Henry. 6, because Henry's still at 15. Breece Hall just got a new contract. He's at 14.5. Kenneth Walker at 14.5. So they're right there too. And we'll see Jahmyr Gibbs join that club. They're getting paid big time money. You start to look at these future years at what some of these running backs are getting paid, and it's a lot. You look at the guaranteed money at what these guys are getting paid. It's a lot. Jeremiah Love has the most guaranteed money of anybody. He hadn't played a snap. Now, granted, that's based on where he was drafted. But, like, there is big-time money all of a sudden being tossed around in the NFL. So, clearly this league is changing. I think that when we look at these contracts and we think back to Kenneth Walker and what he got, like, if you look at this now, if he's good, right, and we went through some of the things yesterday of how it certainly appears they are redoing things to favor him, right? He's much better out of the I formation. We went through some of those numbers yesterday. It's not even close. In fact, he's not very good out of shotgun. They're redesigning an offense, I think, we'll find out soon enough, around the ability to use Kenneth Walker appropriately.
Plus,
but if he really is very good, you're looking now at a discount. Kenneth Walker has about half of the guaranteed money of Bijan Robinson. He's got about 30% less guaranteed money than the deal Jonathan Taylor just got. And Jonathan Taylor's older, right? By the time Jahmyr Gibbs, he'll pass him. So you're looking at a situation where if he is really good, the Chiefs may get him, he may be on a discount to some effect. If they use him properly and they do these things, we'll look at that signing and it'll be interesting. Of course, for me, and I think for a lot of Chiefs fans, it's always what might have been with Breece Hall. Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker signed essentially the same contract. I believe that the Chiefs would have favored Hall had he been able to become a free agent. The Jets didn't let that happen. But we're looking at these guys as these salaries are going up. Gibbs is going to go up. We'll see if anybody else in the league, but they're all getting paid. All of them are getting paid. And it's wild how quickly this league shifts like that.
Keeps it fresh, keeps it fun. And these running backs that we're mentioning, like you're talking about Christian McCaffrey when he was always the highest paid per year, but he's such a Swiss Army knife in a way that, a lot of, wheel routes and back, pass out backfield.
You think San Francisco regrets that decision to give him
No,
a big
not
contract?
at all. No, not at all.
You think the Ravens regret the decision to give Derrick Henry a big contract?
No.
Of course they don't. This is Jonathan Taylor's third contract. You think they regret giving him any of the contracts he's been given? No. There's very little regret with these top guys.
And it's not just that these guys are, getting paid again. It's the style running back that we're talking about. We're talking about big bruisers again.
Yeah.
Like Henry, like Kenneth Walker, kind of that old school
Jonathan Taylor
smash mouth running back.
A little bit. Well, and there's more than one way to, whatever. No offense, cats. There's more than one way to skin a cat, Brady. You've got those bruisers. Saquon Barkley's and Christian McCaffrey are kind of a different style than that. Travis Etienne got big pay this offseason. Devon Achane got big pay. All these guys kind of do it differently, but the one thing that has remained constant and is remaining constant is most of the good teams across the league have good running backs. We're past all of that. That we have now shifted back to this. Now, again, at some point here, it'll shift again. Before Patrick Mahomes' playing days are done, he will see this shift back. Defenses will start loading the box back up. We will start having high-flying, high-octane passing games again. It's going to happen because teams are going to have to adjust defensively to, how do we stop these running attacks? How do we keep our defense off the field? Right? That's coming too. I don't know how quickly it's coming. I don't know if it's 2 years, 3 years, whenever, but it's coming. We'll see it shift back the other way. It's crazy. It's fun. It's one of my favorite things about the NFL. We're not really going to see this happen in college football. Right? I don't think all of a sudden college football, you're going to see a bunch of the best teams line up and run it 40 times a game.
No.
The spread offenses aren't going away in college football, I don't think. They're certainly not going away in high school football. They haven't outside of small schools because they don't, they have more limited, talent pools. I've been covering high school football, and I don't cover it as much anymore, hardly at all, but for 20 years I did. And it was the spread, basically, because it's easier to run. And that's the way it's kind of gone, but not in the NFL. We're seeing the NFL offenses condense a little bit, in my opinion. Now, they're still highly complicated, and receivers are still fantastic, and they throw, but there's been an adjustment. And now we're adjusting back. And Jonathan Taylor, the latest, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get paid, I think, this offseason. It's crazy.
You think Gibbs will overtake as far as per season highest paid over Robinson? Because
the only thing that matters is guaranteed, right? Because Robinson's got $12 million more guaranteed dollars than the Taylor contract. If we go by average contract, Robinson at 22.2, that's right where they put Jonathan Taylor. I would imagine they'll go Bijan got 22.2. They'll probably give Gibbs 23 and guaranteed money, maybe try to match him, maybe match the 53 that Love is getting. That'd be my guess. That's probably where they'll land. Because
say this.
That's what you do if you're Gibbs. Well, you got to make me the highest paid guy now. And they
for Gibbs' agent,
$1.
Gibbs played it right, though. As far as his patience.
Listen, he wanted his deal. Did Gibbs play it right, or did the Lions play it wrong? Because I don't think there's any doubt that these contracts have made Gibbs more expensive.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they got to pay him now. They lost what bargaining power do they have? They traded away David Montgomery. They don't have any. They got to sign him. I mean, if you want to talk about somebody that has holdout power now, and I don't think he will, but you want to talk about somebody that has holdout power, Jahmyr Gibbs for days. All right. So we'll allow that to parlay us into Stephon Diggs and the Commanders because we're going to pick that division, and we can do that in the next segment. Stephon Diggs to the Commanders, I mean, makes a ton of sense, doesn't it? Like, is there anything about that doesn't make sense? Stephon Diggs can be and has been a bit of, to Charles Barkley's term, a knucklehead at times over his career, but he's really, really good. And he's always productive. He's always productive. He got hurt in his year with the Texans, right? But every other year going all the way back to 2018, he's played at least 15 games and had at least 1,000 yards. The 2 years before that, he played 13 and 14 games and was right under 1,000. I mean, you can lock him in basically for about 80 catches, 900 to 1,000 yards, 5 to 10 touchdowns. Lock it in. He's been doing it every year for almost a decade. And he was just sitting out there. Now, again, there are reasons I think you were just sitting out there. But if you're the Commanders and really all you had was Terry McLaurin and nothing else, that's a pretty big signing. I don't know how you feel about it, but I see that and I'm like, oh boy. Like that is a team that needed him as much as any team needed any player that was out there still this offseason.
Yeah, I agree. I was surprised Diggs was out there as long as he was. But, yeah, I mean, he's a great possession receiver. His route running is incredible. He knows where to put his hands to get that ball. And, I mean, is his top-end speed what it used to be? Probably not. But as we saw in New England last year, especially earlier in the season, boy, that Bills game, I think is like week 3 or week 4 at the Bills. I mean, he took over that game. I mean, that was a big reason why the Patriots won.
He's done it. I mean, he does it. So, and for Chiefs fans out there, by the way, 1 year up to $12 million contract. Chiefs didn't have that kind of money by most accounts. So take that for what you will, Chiefs fans. They couldn't have got him if they wanted him. Not even close. Not even close.
Gibbs back up in Detroit. Do you remember who that is now?
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah.
Which is a nice combination of Gibbs, honestly. They got to have Gibbs. All right, let's talk about that NFC East. Is that enough to move the needle for Washington? We'll explore that when we return on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination, they tell a story clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman with you on a Thursday. Glad to be with you. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for their great support of the program here, Sports Daily. Get out there, check it out. I won't be able to make it tonight, but it is a Scotch and cigar night, Brady. And I'm telling you, these nights are where it's at. They bring in like specialty chef-inspired, their executive chef whips up some stuff to pair with the Scotch, and it's always so unbelievably good. I've said this before. I don't even like Scotch or cigars, but I love the Scotch and cigar nights that I've been to. It's fun. You learn a little bit about it. It really is a lot of fun, and it's cool. And they do this stuff. They do this kind of thing almost every night, Brady, and it's fun. So, yes, there's 36 holes of unbelievable golf. There's the great pool. There's the great tennis. Our family uses it all. And when we get any free time or when our wives aren't coming down the home stretch of being pregnant, we do fun things like go to those nights. But it's a blast.
It does throw a wrench
take
in
a
things,
tour of the facility sometime. I'm telling you, it's a cool place, and there's lots of opportunities. They have social memberships, Brady. If you're not a golfer, you can do all this other stuff. So give them a call, take the tour. All right, we come back. Are you ready to roll eyes here, Brady, as we do the NFC East featuring my Dallas Cowboys? Are you ready for
let's
eye
do
rolling?
it.
Are you ready
Let's
for this?
do it.
So the Eagles buck the trend, right, last year of division winners in the NFC East, going back-to-back as a division winner in the NFC East for the first time since they did it back in 2003 and 2004. More than 20 years it had been since we'd seen a repeat champion in the NFC East. That is wild to think about. Wild to think about. In that stretch, we have seen teams out of this division win Super Bowls, right? We've seen the Eagles win a Super Bowl. We've seen the Giants win Super Bowls. Of course, we have not seen the Cowboys or the Commanders win Super Bowls in that time. But, like, the parity in this division has always been a lot of fun. Washington and the Giants have had more of the really bad teams in that stretch. But we just talked about the Commanders, who went from 12-5 to 5-12. They had injuries, plenty of injuries. They've kind of reloaded a little bit. The Giants, of course, had a boatload of injuries, but now they've got the big-time coach. They've got the young quarterback, the young running back, the young wide receiver that everybody is excited about. They've always had a pretty good defense. The Cowboys have kind of gone all in here with Jerry Jones saying this camp he's willing to go even further if the right kind of deal's out there, as we see players like Vita Vea more or less demanding trades. So as we look at this now on August 6th, how do we shake it out? Are you really are we confident enough? I mean, John Harbaugh's never bad. John Harbaugh's now the coach of the Giants. It looks like their key weapons are kind of back healthy. Are they a shoe-in to be last in this division again? With John Harbaugh there? I don't know that that's the case. The Commanders have gotten better. I don't know what to make of the Eagles, who had I know they won the division last year, but were pretty disappointing by the standard of a repeat Super Bowl defending Super Bowl champion. And I got to be honest, Brady, I absolutely love what the Cowboys have done. This division's really interesting and a really hard one for me to make sense of, as it typically is, but even more so this year. Do you have a pick that you feel real good about being last in the division?
That's a question. I don't know if it's easier to answer that or easier to answer who do I think will win the division. And, that stat you mentioned about the Eagles, 2003, 2004, that's back when Big Red was Big Green. That was Andy Reid coach teams.
You got to go back that far.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, Jacob, because the Commanders, it's all going to be on Jaden Daniels because he only played 7 games last year dealing with all that. The Giants are extremely interesting. I love Cam Scattaboo. He's so fun to watch. Dart really showed some flashes last year. And, of course, if they can get their receiver healthy, that's going to be key, too, because he was injured off and on all season last year. The Eagles are so weird because even in the year they won the Super Bowl and the year prior to that, you heard about all this, infighting, if you will, or just like locker room. There wasn't harmony in the locker room, yet they still won that Super Bowl. So I don't know what to make of the Eagles. They don't have A.J. Brown anymore. So, that's going to be a new look for them. The Cowboys, Jerry Jones, man, you never know. You never know. He said he was going to be all in last year, too. And 7-9.
He didn't do it. I know. He didn't do it all in last year. But he's kind of done it now. Like they have by the way, it's fun to pick on the Cowboys. I get it. Anybody still think that Micah Parsons was a bad trade?
That's true. That's a good point.
Anybody? Yeah. I'll
Jerry had that one figured out.
I loved that trade when they made it.
At the time, you loved it.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes. Because they weren't going to be good enough with Micah Parsons to win a Super Bowl. They weren't. So they traded away an asset and acquired some things, and maybe we start at the top. And maybe this is get ready to roll your eyes. I think the Cowboys are going to win this division. I love what the Cowboys have done. It has fallen into place for them when George Pickens seemingly is happy with things enough to get out there and not be a problem. I think they have plenty in the pass game. Javonte Williams is plenty in the run game. The offensive line showed a little life. They've got to get better on the offensive line. But, the defensive coordinator they brought in from Philadelphia is I don't know that I've heard a more highly touted young guy nobody's ever seen, but everybody loves Christian Parker. And they can't be worse defensively than they were a year ago. They had their draft. I liked their draft. I mean, they've added so much defensive line depth. But Caleb Downs had a case to be the best, most talented player in this draft. They got him at 11. And then they just took a bunch of dudes, right? For a team that kind of historically has been a pretty good drafting team, they drafted a bunch of guys. They had the extra first. They had, 3 fourth-round picks. They got a bunch of bodies in there, so their defense almost certainly will be better than it was a year ago. It might be a lot better than it was a year ago, quite frankly. And if that happens with that offense, Pickens and Lamb in tow, Dak looking good, I like them. I like them a lot, Brady. I think they're a dark horse Super Bowl contender, in fact.
Oh.
And now I go back. I don't say that ever about the Cowboys. I've been the one saying the Cowboys have no chance to win the Super Bowl. That's why I love the all-in approach, because they needed an all-in approach. Like, it is now or never. A lot of the teams we'll talk about with Super Bowl windows, those windows are pretty long. I think the Cowboys might be in a 1-year Super Bowl or bust window this year, because if they're going to have to start blowing it up unless Dak takes like a huge team-friendly restructure and all that kind of things, and they can keep all these up. But CeeDee Lamb's getting a little older now. I don't think they're signing George Pickens long-term. We'll see. Now, if the defense is really good with all these young players they brought in, okay, maybe. But it feels like a 1-year proposition, and that's why I won't be surprised if they don't make some kind of splash still here in this training camp season. But I'm going to take the Cowboys to win this division. We'll start at the top. I know we've been picking them from the bottom up. We'll start at the top because this one's fun. I'm taking the Cowboys. Roll eyes away. Listeners, you can make as much fun of me as you want. You know what? I meant to wear, when we did the NFC East, I meant to wear my Cowboys Hawaiian, and I forgot.
Ooh.
So forgive me.
But next Wednesday.
I'm taking the Cowboys to win this division. Let's go.
You know what, Jacob? I forgot just how bad the Cowboys defense was last year, because offensively, they were in points per game. They were, they were 1, 2, 3, like 6th or 7th at 27.7 points per game. So nearly 28 points per game. Yeah, but here was the problem. That defense, it wasn't just bad. It was dead last bad. 30.1 points allowed per game, last by almost a full point, just a little less than a full point from the Jets. They were worse than the Jets defensively last year. So they don't even have to be, I don't think they even have to be like a top 10 defense this season. If they're just in the middle of the pack, if that offense is still firing like that, boy, they can make a huge, I'm behind you, Jacob. If they can even just be a mid-tier defense compared to last year, look out for the Cowboys. Yeah, I'll be there with you. Throw the tomatoes at me as well. I'm with Jacob on this.
Okay. All right. I did not expect that, because I do expect that Philadelphia will be better. I do expect that Washington will be better. And I do expect that the Giants will be better. I think every team in the division will be better than it was a year ago.
I'm not sure about the Eagles being better. I think losing A.J. Brown is
they'll be as good. You know, Mekhi Lemon's kind of been hurt. I don't know if he's not certainly an A.J. Brown replacement. But, man, I love Devonta Smith.
Yeah, he's good.
And he's about to get a little more workload. I also think Saquon Barkley will be better. They have done some things in their offensive staff and philosophy that a lot of people this offseason that I've, listened to, really, really sharp NFL people, think they could kind of get back on track a little bit offensively. But I've never been a huge Jalen Hurts believer, still not. But they still have Saquon Barkley, and they still have Devonta Smith, and they still have a pretty good defense, and they still have a great offensive line, and they still have all of these things. So I think they're going to be pretty good. But I also might put them third because Washington, if Jaden Daniels is back healthy, I don't think I will. I think I'll still take Philadelphia second. Washington, to me, Brady, has the widest range of outcomes, though. I could absolutely see Washington winning this division if Jaden Daniels is back healthy. Stephon Diggs and Terry McLaurin. Now, there's a huge health component to those two. But those two together, you like that. I don't really like what they do running the football outside of Jaden Daniels. But, of course, when you have Jaden Daniels, it kind of adds that element to, I mean, okay, are we doing Jacory Krosky, you know, what I just forgot his name. Jacory, oh, man, that's driving me crazy.
Jacory who?
Law firm, right? Bill Krosky Merritt. Thank you. Goodness. Apologies. Bill Krosky
Sustained.
Merritt. Jacory Bill Krosky Merritt. They brought in Rashad White, who gives them the nice pass option. And then I don't know. I'm not sure what I think about Katron Allen, who is another body there. We'll see. But I don't love their running attack, except if they have Jaden Daniels, he gives you that element of explosion in the run game that makes it dangerous enough. And I love their coach, Dan Quinn. So I think they could be all over the map here. I want to say that about the Giants because they have Harbaugh, but I don't see it quite yet with the Giants. All of their three young stars, their version of the Cowboys triplets, right? Dart and Scadaboo and Neighbors, right. All three of those guys carry pretty big injury risk to me. Dart doesn't know how to keep himself on the field. Right. Scadaboo can't quit doing backflips at picnics. And Neighbors is coming back from a gnarly injury. So I want to be higher on them, but they, to me, have the most questions.
Their upside seems more fragile.
That's it for me. We didn't have a ton of time with the division. We can continue that on a little bit as we make our way through. We've got headlines I missed in the next segment. Tim Fitzgerald joins us this hour. Lots to get to. 3 hours live on Sports Daily. That's one in the books, 2 to go. Stick with us.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, Stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Dr. X here once again, lactating truth milk for you out of my mind nipple. Today's Heads Up.
Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Look alive, couple of stewed prunes heading your way.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. A couple of stewed prunes. We're almost to the age of prunes becoming a part of things. I've never had stewed prunes.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Appreciate it.
I hope I don't go down that road.
Appreciate it, Max. Max has got that KFH hotline ready for you. Another hour live here on Sports Daily. Remember, to all the longtime listeners, we have changed over to now 8 to 11 live every morning as we get ready for the fall. Brady in full-time. We are ready to rock and roll here on Sports Daily. 869-1240 is the number to call. SportsDaily at kfhradio.com is the email. You've got us on 12 News Connected. You have us on the social channels. The video stream runs on Facebook and YouTube and X, and you can comment there for us if you'd like. And you can, of course, leave us voice messages through the Odyssey app. So however it is you like to take in the show, we appreciate that you like to take in the show. Tim Fitzgerald joins us in just a little bit here as we get ready for KState football camp and get ready for the latest from Washington on the Protect College Sports Act. We'll have that with Fitz. We'll have Taylor Eldridge later in the show. A lot of shocker news, big-time scheduling, coaching contracts, court decisions. Will that impact the roster? We'll talk some shockers with Taylor Eldridge, who's going to join us as a regular insider later in the fall, but an unscheduled visit today. Looking forward to that conversation with Taylor. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. Your summer spot. Pizza and apps the whole group will love. Seasonal beers, a full cocktail menu for the adults, and new dirty sodas and homemade root beer that keep the kids happy. WB, see you this summer at Wichita Brewing Company. Glad to be here with you. I'm Jacob Albrecht. He's Brady Bowman. And this now is the time we go through some headlines I missed.
Let's do it. All right, Sports Daily fans, Let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
Here we go, Jacob. We all know we've all been that fan. We're watching games. We're thinking, why are you calling that? What are you doing on 3rd and 1? Why are you passing? Run the ball. Well, University of Akron coach Joe Moorhead explains why they're letting a fan call plays. It's an unheard of promotion. They're going to allow one special season ticket holder at Akron a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to call plays in a real game. Coach explains that the idea came straight from the athletic department. And he said, quote, I was busy scripting some plays for fall camp practice, came to me with the idea of a promotion that would allow a raffle winner to be part of our game planning process. So the lucky season ticket holder will help call the plays on the Zips opening drive of the season opener. So this will happen in a real game. Season opener, a season ticket holder will allow to, and it does seem like they clarify a little bit, help call some plays for Akron.
I like it. I think it's fun. I don't know if they're going to give this person total and complete control. Like, they're not even going to know the playbook, right? I wonder if it's like, all right, he's going to get with the offensive coaches, and they'll say, and they'll kind of guide it through maybe a little bit. Oh, man.
Let's see. I'm seeing a post here from Akron's official one of their social media pages, and it says we'll be able to script the opening drive in our home opener. And I think I can zoom in on the screen a little bit, but very faint. You can see a little asterisk there. There's a little asterisk there. So I'm sure there's some stipulations to this, but gosh, how fun would that be though? I mean, that's what we all dream of, right? When we're yelling at the TV, thinking that we know all the plays and know what the team needs to do. That would be so awesome. I'd be all about that. Another headline, Jacob, Aaron Donald works out for the LA Rams.
I mean, I told you this is happening.
Yeah, he's booked an official workout with the Rams, so he might unretire. Yeah, they found TMZ Sports actually published footage of Donald on the practice field. That was back on July 10th, but also he showed on a list of being on a try. It's a list that says tryouts for the Rams. They got Donald, Aaron, DT. I think he could make the team.
I think his chances are high.
Yeah.
I think his chances are good. Man, they're trying real hard to be a prohibitive favorite here. How do you not love what they've done? I will say, though, there are, like, Matt Stafford, Devontae Adams, like, they got some old dudes that you're counting on good health for. That'd be the big risk for them, probably, is the older players that they lean heavily on. Can they hold up? They may not have to worry about it too much if the defense is as good as it might be, though. That if they get Aaron Donald, I mean, come on, man. That's not even fair.
Yeah. Well, if you're the Rams, if you're in control of that roster, I mean, what would you do different right now? I mean, they're doing all the right things, all the right moves.
How do you defend Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the same defensive line?
Goal line package.
Aaron Donald might be the best football player of all time. I mean, certainly in the conversation as the greatest defensive tackle ever. Myles Garrett is in the conversation as one of the greatest pass rushers ever. Both on the same line. Like, what on earth? So do they ever need to blitz? They can just rush four, right? Like they are going to be a problem. Whew. Goodness. It's happening. I mean, it's happening. It's like Aaron Donald's just like, sure, why not? And he'll come in and he'll look like a pro wrestler out there. He's so big. Goodness gracious. Rams, take it easy. Chill. This is
let the rest of us have some fun.
This is supposed to be the Cowboys' years we just established.
You mentioned Micah Parsons earlier. That was a poll not too long ago.
Oh, get that
Parsons
out of
with the
here.
Packers.
I said we're starting next week. We're not doing trading cards.
Got a Parsons poll.
Parsons pull. Yeah. He pulled something. He's on the shelf most of this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
Oh, headline. No, those are the two big ones I saw.
Two big ones. This Akron thing has been getting a lot of run. I think it's fun. I think it's a good idea. Why not? What's it going to hurt? What is that going to hurt? Who are they playing in that game?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me find that out.
Like, what are we going to hurt here? Like, if it's scripted, so the players get to run through it, they'll know exactly what to do. I have to imagine this person is going to get guidance from the coaches. The question sort of becomes, man, what if they go out and they score a touchdown on that drive? If you're that fan, do you then say, okay, nice job. Now, I do have some thoughts on the next drive too. Do you get immediately escorted out of the facility after that opening drive? Do the offensive coaches want this fan to succeed or to fail? Do you want some fan coming in and coaching the team up to a touchdown? Does that devalue the play caller at all? These are all questions
right.
I want the answers to.
If you're the actual OC, you're kind of thinking, I got to step up my game. Looking at the schedule, and I'm not sure this is quite right because according to Akron's website, they're opening their season at Wake Forest. I wouldn't think they would do this.
Game, right? I think it's the first home game.
It has to be because everything else says
it's Robert
home
Morris.
Opener. Yep, home opener. Yep.
Robert Morris. So, like, what are you worried about here? Come on.
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea. I like it. I think it's a great idea. I don't think it's just a good idea. I think it's a great idea. I'll bet you they sell at least 10 season tickets because of this, and I bet it's much higher. But at least, 10, even just the gimmick of it is going to make them some money. See, you got to commit to a season ticket package now. This isn't just you got to buy tickets to the game. You got to buy season tickets.
And especially if there's a touchdown, like you mentioned, scored on that drive. I mean, whoever that person is, oh my gosh, can you imagine like that night you get home and you're thinking like, I got to rethink my career. What am I doing? I got to be an offensive coordinator in football. Honey, I'm quitting my job. I'm going to apply to be an OC.
All those years of Madden, all those years of NCAA
paid
football.
Off.
Like we're all envisioning, okay, we when you're this fan that gets it, do you have that screen of like 6 plays that you just get to pick from? Is that how that works? No, it's not. But they're scripted. So again, I think they're going to get some guidance. I'll bet you the coaches have fun with this, and I'll make this prediction. This isn't the last time we see this happen. Because
it's a great idea.
I will bet you that Akron makes a decent amount of money on this. I bet you they sell a decent amount of season tickets with this to be like, well, yeah, that was a no-brainer. It's this first scripted series. You don't even have to do anything. Like once that's all designed and scripted out, like what decision do you have to make? I mean, are you buzzing down to the head coach and be like, I need timeout here, coach. I need to get a timeout here.
Substitution.
We got to make an adjustment. I need it. Can we challenge that? Throw that red flag. That's BS.
We need to find out who this person is, and after the game, we need to get this person on the show because I want to know like exactly what input did you really have.
I don't know. And that person's going to be popular, and this is going to catch a lot of run. A lot of run.
We're doing an end around. Jet sweep.
Audible. Call it a different play. Watch that.
7.
Akron's going to do that. They're going to be like, all right, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let this jackass call a bunch of plays. We're going to audible out of every single one of them.
We're not going to do any of it.
We're not doing any of it. We're just going to adjust on the fly. All right, we'll come back. We got Tim Fitzgerald. We'll see if Colin Klein will let Fitz call any plays. And get the latest on everything KState when we return on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman here. Tim Fitzgerald joining the show. Fitz, the new time slot. We're giving you a little giving you a little extra time to think about things. Think about your behavior. Prepare here for joining us. What's going on, Fitz? How are you?
I'm driving. I'll be driving the next 4 appearances I make on this fine show. So you get to hear me while I'm whistling down the road.
Oh, on the old dusty trail. Fitz, what do we know about the first Klein camp? We don't have any access for a little while. Is that right?
Yeah. I suspect it's not fun. From what the guy said about off-season conditioning, I imagine these early stages of transitioning into learning plays and kind of becoming more cohesive will still be a lot of conditioning and a lot of pushing you to your limits. So I imagine they're not having fun. And for the first time since I've been covering this program, since the 90s, they're a morning practice team. So they're getting up and getting after it and getting it out of the way. And I kind of like that approach.
Fitz, I don't know if you heard about this thing that Akron is doing, this promotion about letting a season ticket holder win a raffle or something, I don't know exactly how much involved this is going to be, but allowed to help script the opening drive and call plays on the opening drive of the home opener for Akron. Would Colin Klein ever allow such a promotion at K-State to have a season ticket holder help call some plays for a series?
Only if that season ticket holder was Bill Snyder.
Yeah.
Got probably is one asterisk there. No, I can't see that. I wonder if the coach really approved that, or they said, no, we got to do this to raise money, coach. I can't imagine that. I can see being able to call a play, like not when it's used, but it'll be used, or not even that with Colin Klein. I just can't see any power level coach doing that.
They're playing Robert Morris. If they can't run a pre-scripted drive against Robert Morris, I think it's a great idea for Akron.
I agree with that.
How many season tickets do you think they'll sell? I bet it's at least 20 and maybe a lot more than that. It might be a lot more than that from smartasses all across the country just want to do the promotion that have too much money on their hands.
Oh, you brilliant son of a you. That is wonderful. Wonder how much those tickets are. I'll script a drive for you.
That's what I mean. I'll bet you this. I'll bet this isn't the last time we see something like this. Now, I'm with you. I don't think we're going to see K-State do it because they don't need help selling season tickets, I suspect. But Fitz, Colin Klein's running a hard camp. It is that time. Is it as bad in the NFL? We talk about, and we have a lot more access in the NFL. Like, you get really excited about it, and then you just hold your breath that nobody gets hurt. And especially when you hear about hard training camps, which I believe in. Football players have got to play football. Yep. But when we think about this, I don't think we've talked about this a lot, and I don't have appropriate insight to this at all. We know a lot about, K-State's key players and a lot of their return. How much depth does this team have as they enter an injury-scary time of year?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, they got a full roster, so number count, they're great. Quality, we're going to find out. I continue to be worried about, uninjured depth along the two lines. Now, we still don't know much about that offensive line. It'll be something that I'm sure Collins asked about at his next week, where this offensive line stands. And I think there's ongoing concern about the defensive tackle position, having enough quality depth in there. So you're right. That's something they most certainly need to develop as this camp goes on, because they feel like they got good answers at a lot of position groups in the spring, but all to be continued. However, you got to make sure you got enough bodies, because the Big 12 will chew you up and spit you out.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Fitz. I'm looking at GoPowerCat.com right now, and here's one of the headlines where it says Fitz picks the transfers who will exceed or fall short of fan expectations. How about some of those transfers? What are a few of the big names that we should be looking at?
I'm sorry, you broke up big time on me. It's about the portal?
Yeah. I got an article on Go PowerCat talking about transfers who will exceed, who could maybe fall short of fan expectations. Who are some of those transfers we should keep an eye out?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because you can see them in practice, but who's actually going to pan out? And I think they've got some dudes that are going to be really good, and maybe some dudes that won't be quite as good as we expect. But this is by far the best transfer class Kansas State's had, and doing so on a still restricted budget compared to a Texas Tech or Big Ten and SEC schools. They did a really good job with this. I think they got a lot of answers, but not all of them that we think will be great. Could be, I think Rodney Fields, the running back from Oklahoma State, is going to be great, awesome. But he was injured in the spring, and in the spring, 2 guys stepped up and really looked good at running back. So I think maybe you won't have as much impact this year as we expect.
I wonder too, Tim Fitzgerald, publisher GoPowerCat.com at Life of Fitz on X. I wonder as we're looking at this and we see, the 5-5 got challenged, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be much of a challenge for football or anything. And we see the Protect College Sports Act looking like it will get passed. Maybe we don't know the timing, but I think it'll get passed. It seems to re-emphasize to some degree how much more coaches can go back to paying attention to high school football. Is that more of Klein's wheelhouse than the transfer portal, do you think?
I think that's the preference, is to develop talent, but I think no matter how good a coach you are, you're going to miss. Some guys just won't click with you. Some guys won't pan out. And the portal now gives you a like in-house recycling program. You put them back into the portal and you pull something else out. So I think if managed correctly, you can find an incredible balance while still being a developmental program like Kansas State needs to be, because you're going to be recruiting kids from Kansas and maybe the upper Midwest where they just have fewer high school opportunities to get on the football field than, say, a Texas or Florida. And that's always been the key to Kansas State football, is in identifying those guys who are behind the curve, catching them up real quick in college.
Fitz, we know about Avery Johnson as far as that leadership position on the offensive side of the ball. Who are the emerging leaders we're seeing on the other side on defense?
That's a great question. Who knows? I mean, I suspect safeties will step up. That's always been a leadership position, and one of the linebackers will break loose here. It's kind of jumbled mess, but I think with the new direction on the defensive side, with the new defensive coordinator and new philosophies, we really could see a transfer or two emerge as leaders over there, because they're all starting over with the new system.
Yeah. I don't like that we don't have access. You guys are going to get it though at GoPowerCat.com. Let's talk about the Protect College Sports Act. Anything in there you have concern with? Do you care at this point? I've said forever, if they can just fix the portal, fans will be happy. Like, do we even care anymore? Just get it through so we can fix the portal?
Yeah, we need to see progress. And I think this is progress. But with all of these things, it's not really about what's in the bill and how it'll directly impact things. So often what's in the bill that will have an unpredictable impact, will have an unknown factor. There's always things that rise up out of changes that you just don't foresee. And that's really where we've been with a lot of this stuff, is you fix one problem and the leak moves somewhere else. So hopefully this plugs more holes than it creates. And at some point, college sports needs to have some rules that they can codify. And how we go about that still has to be sorted out. I don't know if Congress can fully do it. Got to get the student athletes involved in some way. But you can't have any court judge around the country on the federal bench, even if it's one of the smaller districts or something, just overturning all of college football on a whim because one lawyer made a good argument that seemed okay to them. It just can't be that fragile. No system can be. They've got to figure this out.
Fitz, when it comes to Kansas State and the athletic department, are you getting any feel on how much KState and other big 12 schools are paying attention to this college sports bill, or just kind of going on business as usual and just maybe not feeling like it's going to have a passage this week? What's the feel locally as far as what the university is paying attention to?
Yeah, I think KState as an entity really wants that are enforceable. KState has a culture where they want to play by the rules. And I've said this before, the rules have never been black and white, and Kansas State has stayed on the right side of that imaginary line. There's a lot of gray in there. And, like a speed limit that you can go 8 over. And they've been going the speed limit. It's time to find that next gear and play in the gray where you can be the most competitive without actually breaking rules. But I think we can all agree the less gray, the better. The more codified these rules could be, the better. And then we'll figure out how the SEC's cheating now. Because as soon as they set rules, these SEC coaches will start bending and breaking them before their ink's even dry. And that's just the way they've always been. It's the SEC culture.
Yeah, man, I got to be honest, though. I really don't care. Like that's the kind of stuff we can have fun with here. That's the kind of stuff we can write about and talk about and debate. But, like, I don't think that's the kind of stuff that has people kind of growing leery and weary of college sports. I think that's the transfer portal, and I think that's what they have to fix. I think that's, tampering with coaches before seasons are over. I think that's tampering with high school players who have committed to places already. Those are the kinds of things I think that drive people nuts. If the SEC wants to worry about retention pools, and they've been doing that forever, and we didn't care, so why would we care now?
Well, I think fans did care to the fact that they would pound their chest about being the best conference while blatantly cheating and also denying it. And then once it becomes legal, they go, yeah, we were doing it the whole time. No crap. I wish the SEC culture was different. And if you can't kind of join the ranks of everyone else, not Big Ten, I think the Big Ten's leery of what the SEC can become and do by playing in the gray and even stepping over that line. So I think for college football to really survive and thrive in this, what will still be volatile era, I think everyone needs to kind of be on the same page. And the SEC just never wants to play ball with everyone else on equal footing. They just don't.
Fitz, I got to ask you a quick shift of gears here, but we got some NFL football tonight. It's the Hall of Fame game, Fitz. Who you got?
I don't even know about this game. Who's in it?
I didn't either until a couple of minutes ago. We've got the Cardinals favored by 1 point. The Carson Beck Cardinals against the Kenny Pickett Panthers. How about that?
I think I'll watch a soap opera.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's where I'm at. I can't.
I don't know. Maybe All My Children has some reruns on some channel I'll watch.
This
it's
is
too
one
early
of those.
for NFL. I can't take it this early. It's so sloppy.
It's a great example of one of those things we see like on the social media, runs where people pretend like they're excited. Oh, we're fine. Football's finally back. And like 90% of those people won't watch 1 second of the Hall of Fame game. Nobody's watching that.
Nope.
Nobody's
it's
watching
preseason football, which I still don't grasp why they do it. But
Brady's going to stubbornly watch now because we've called out his lies.
Well, I'm working tonight, so I doubt it. But, I mean, I'll try and pay attention.
Game. You're not even checking the box score, are you?
Oh, I'll be checking the box score tonight. Absolutely.
I might check the box score.
I'm curious about Beck.
Did. Yeah, I might check in on Beck. Maybe. Fitz, gopowercat.com. What do you guys have for us?
We're just cooking away right now. We're at 60% off. So as camp really gets roaring, the VIP flowing better, it'll be really a fun time to be around the message boards. And I think it's going to be a really exciting season. So go check it out at gopowercat.com. Of course, our YouTube channel is always accessible. And I hope you're becoming a member and getting kind of behind the paywall where it's just a community of K-Staters talking sports and not a bunch of people from other fan bases chiming in.
And then you guys get access. We all get access to practice beginning next week. Is that right?
Sorry, what?
When does access to practice begin? Like when do coaches?
I don't know when we actually have access. If
K-State's
we do,
weird. K-State's always weird about this stuff.
This is all kind of reverting back to Bill Snyder, so I would doubt we're going to get a lot of access, maybe a little bit. But press conferences at least start on Monday with Colin Klein.
Okay, Klein Monday. Got it. Fitz, be safe. Good luck with the travel, and welcome into the new time slot. Let's do it again next week.
Thank you, boys.
Here goes Tim Fitzgerald, our K-State insider. It is, Brady, it is weird. It does feel like Bill Snyder's back in charge. It's always weird. Like, the one thing I'll say about NFL training camps and things, you've got that schedule and you know it, and the access is much easier. In college, Henry Greenstein, our new KU insider, we are like, when can he come in? And he says things, and we know this too from the TV side, although we're not up there daily. You don't know when things are happening until the day or night before.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild in college. It's very difficult to follow it, quite frankly. There's so many more players we don't know in college. I mean, you go look. When we're talking there, I pull up that transfer portal list for K-State. I don't know who any of these guys are. Okay. All right. It's like recruiting, but I don't know if it's probably not worse, because the real junkies would know more about players, that played at South Carolina or whatever. But there's so much of that where I'm like, I don't know if this guy's any good. Is he any good? It's almost like, because we do that with the high school recruiting, right? Like, I'm ready for retention in college sports just so I know something about these teams every year. Like, every year feels like it, and this is not the case with K-State. K-State is one of the few teams we do know something about. But every year we come into this in this era, and you're like, starting from zero again. Okay, they had a good transfer portal class. I don't know any of the guys they brought in, but I'll take your word for it. I need to see live ammo. We need to see this team. I don't know that there are many teams around the country that are as clearly defined in what it is that we're watching for like K-State. We are watching to see if Avery Johnson takes the next step. That is to me very clearly, priority one for this program. That's the storyline. Is there even a close priority two right now for them? I mean,
probably how you replace Chase Brown, which kind of ties to Avery Johnson.
And we've got to exclude, the Colin Klein storyline from what we're talking about. But, yeah, I mean, I guess. But when was the last time K-State didn't have a capable running back?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right?
I mean, even in those down years with
I just kind of count on them being able to run the ball.
That's always been a hallmark.
It's always been a hallmark. It's going to remain a hallmark, even if Avery Johnson takes the next step. Thanks to Fitz for stopping by. If you missed anything, you could jump on and go listen back on the Odyssey app. All right, we'll come back. We got a little more to get to today. We can finish our thoughts on the NFC East. We didn't have a lot of time there on that one. We can give that the rest of that time, and then we switch over. We're going to talk some Shockers in the last hour, Shocker fans. Taylor Eldridge going to join. The details of the contract are out for Paul Mills. He dug those up. We appreciate the work there, and we'll dig in. What does it all mean? Are we satisfied with it? It's all coming up on Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
Welcome back into Sports Daily, everybody. Glad to be here with you on this Thursday edition. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman. We are live with you now until 11 o'clock. Chime in as you may. We'll have Taylor Eldridge coming up next hour to talk about all these things happening with the shockers and rulings across the country. We can spend a little more time maybe on the NFC East. I'm going to take you through the latest here in just a second on that Protect College Sports Act that we were talking about. But we have you all the different ways you can get in touch with the show. 869-1240 is the number. Sports Daily at KFH Radio is the email. We have our video streams, Facebook, YouTube, X. It's all available for you as the normal ways to get in touch with the show now as we make our way into a jam-packed fall, which will be, oh man, Brady, we are very close to that. Our regular guests will be in full rotation. I know by the third week of August, it'll be quite a bit for you out there, where we've got several guests every single day. And man, I just can't wait for it. I just cannot wait to have the fun that we're going to have. And we're so excited for the new format and the slot. And we appreciate everybody being here with us. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. Check out the golf, 36 holes. Man, it's looking fantastic out there. If you are a golfer, Crestview's the place. You got 2 courses to choose from and all kinds of different memberships to use it. Call them, tell them we sent you here from Sports Daily. We appreciate their support. Okay, Brady, on the Protect College Sports Act. So I think since we have left you, we have gotten some – I'm trying to remember the timing of all of this. The cloture was filed. Now, did we have that on the air? I still don't – I'm not even 100% sure what that means. It's a procedural step. Maybe your – what did you call it? Para-law?
Law, parliamentary procedure.
Parliamentary law can help us here. So they think that the vote to get it to a vote is good. Could happen as early as Friday or vote over the weekend. I think we had that right as we were leaving air yesterday. So that's where that is. Now, in a story in On 3, the quote from one senator on Wednesday on Capitol Hill, "No one gives a damn about the budget. Everyone's talking college sports." Now, I don't know how we feel about that. I think selfishly we're like, okay, that's probably good. That's probably a good sign. This has been moderately predictable to me. This is an easy political win for everybody to do this. Everybody should want this because it doesn't feel like there's much disagreement on any of it anymore, Brady. Like, we know the fans want it. We know the president will sign it. We know the colleges now want it. The conferences have jumped in line. Everybody wants it. Like, it's an easy win for these politicians. How long could it take to say yay or nay? All right, everybody's a yay? Great. On to the next thing. Is it really going to derail budget talks? And if it is, we probably need some self-reflecting on that.
Right.
Just stick around an extra 12 hours this weekend or whatever that is.
I mean, how long could it take? Man. Like a 30-minute vote?
It can't be that hard. So I think it's going to happen. The collision of Washington reporters with college sports reporters is pretty funny to me. Like, now all of a sudden we're all in. Brady's been sitting here ostracized from society for his love for parliamentary procedure and his in-depth knowledge of it. We have cast stones at Brady's kind for a long time, but now all of a sudden we're kind of interested. Well, what does that mean? Like, we're all trying to rack our brains and go back to poli-sci and say, okay, what is cloture? Okay, so if they get this through, they'd vote, and then the House votes and the president signs. I'm trying to remember back to Schoolhouse Rock here. Like, what is, like, the collision course of this is pretty funny because in news, we have to run this stuff all the time. When we're talking budgets or defense spending or whatever, you're just like, okay, what is this next step? Now all the college sports people get to be involved in that and not know what the hell's happening. It's great.
So the definition, Jacob, of cloture, it's a formal parliamentary procedure used in a legislative body to end a debate and force an immediate vote on a bill or measure. So this is basically nice, fine, Max. Very, very nice. So yeah, this is at least like get the ball rolling on what we've been asking for weeks. Like, let's just get to a vote.
Yeah,
let's
everybody
get to
wants
a vote
it now. There's no more. Like, everyone just is like, all right, fine, we're good with it. So just be good with it. Be done with it. And move on to the other things that, yeah, probably are more important to our country. But this is America, man. And in America, we're what's topical, and this is topical, and everybody wants it. Let's just get it done, and then move on to the other things that, again, are very likely far more important. But that's where we are today. It's the talk of Washington, so hopefully it becomes just crammed through real quick, and we can all move on with it. And then, I mean, what a relief it's going to feel. Again, there's so many details of this. And we didn't even talk to Fitz about, what's happening with college football playoff expansion. Like, it's time to bring all of those debates back to the front and center. Can we get back to those? What a relief it's going to be. Like, if we come out of this now and moving into next year, the 5-5 is in place. The transfer portal is essentially, the free-for-all of it is closed. We can kind of just get back to regular college sports stuff. That's going to be the most relieving thing ever.
Yeah. That would be great to not have to worry about, like, the whole transfer portal. Like, is this guy staying? Is he going? I mean, we could actually kind of plan ahead a little bit better, and it's not just this total question mark every single season.
We could at least try to set expectations.
Exactly. Because right now there's no baseline for it.
I don't ever pretend like I can predict a college football season. I mean, there's no chance right now that I could predict a college football season. Like, the simple parts of it are easy. Like, Texas Tech will be the favorite because they spent the most money and have the most collection of good players from other places. But I don't, like, what are your thoughts on, I don't know, Oklahoma State football this year? Like, there was a time where we'd be like, well, let's look. All right, they've got, they got Ollie Gordon coming back, and they've got these quarterbacks coming back, and we feel good about Brandon Weeden, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Read my mind.
They're gonna be really good next year. No more, Brandon Weeden transferred to Ohio State. I'm done with that. Like, it makes it too hard to follow. That making a second, I don't like following recruiting in the first place. I certainly don't like following two sets of recruiting, which has become high school recruiting and then the transfer portal. Those are the things I do. I really think that's what's driving people nuts. I know it's what's driving coaches nuts. I think it's what's driving fan nuts. There are some fans that like chasing the portal. I hate it, man. I cannot stand it. It's impossible. So we'll see if they get it crammed through. All right, forgive us as we take a hard left turn here and go back to and tidy up our conversation on the NFC East. So, Brady, I can't believe you jumped in with me on Dallas.
I can't either.
And then you said you're going Philadelphia? Where are we?
No, I'm not that high on the Eagles. I'm going to go, if I'm going to predict right now, the final standings at the end of regular season for the NFC East, I'm going to begrudgingly go with the Cowboys 1. And I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go with, I'm going to predict that Jaden Daniels is going to bounce back and be back to that form where he took them all the way to the NFC Championship game, just one game away from a Super Bowl. I'll put them behind Dallas. And then I'll go Eagles Giants, because I'm with you on the Giants. I think that on paper, the talent's there on paper, the young talent especially. But like you said earlier, there's a lot of injury worries there. And any one injury to any of those guys, to me, especially Cam Scadaboo, because I think he provides a lot of relief for whoever's behind center.
Well,
I think that can derail things.
They play such a reckless style of football right now that I don't know, until they get more talented overall. I don't know how we're supposed to sit here and predict that those two guys are going to play a full season. And I wouldn't say Neighbors is a reckless player. He just had such a serious injury.
Yeah,
it's like, how quickly can he come back? And so these top three players all are a little bit, availability is enough of a concern, I think, where it's like, okay, yeah, that's hard to predict that. Not as if it's not hard to, see Jaden Daniels staying healthy, which, again, my problem with Jaden Daniels, even as a prospect, wasn't that I didn't think he was awesome. It's that I was worried and concerned about his availability, right? Is he going to be able to remain available at his size with the way that he plays football? And largely, Lamar Jackson, a similar guy who is of a lighter frame. has done a pretty good job of it in the NFL, so I don't want to write it off, but we've seen a lot of other guys not be able to. And they just can't hold up to the NFL beatdown that they have to take. I'm glad they brought Diggs in to go with McLaurin. Maybe he won't have to run as much this year. Fantasy football players don't want to hear that, but we'll see where they go. I think the biggest question is the Eagles. I think
for sure.
The widest range of outcomes to me belongs to Washington. I'm fairly confident that the Cowboys are going to be good. The Eagles were good last year. They were 11-6, but it didn't feel like they were very good. Like zero confidence in that 11-6. They bring in Sean Mannion as their offensive coordinator. A lot of Eagles people think that's going to make a huge difference. They still have Saquon Barkley. They still have a great offensive line by all accounts. They still have Devontae Smith. They drafted a first-round rookie wide receiver knowing they were going to get rid of A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts. Is this passing game without A.J. Brown under Jalen Hurts going to be able to give them enough? I don't think people fully understand how good A.J. Brown has been in his career. Now, he's been a problem for the Eagles for a few years. That has seemed tenuous and unhappy for a while. But A.J. Brown, who's 29 years old, by the way, was still, even last year, was still effective for them. Still caught almost 80 balls, still had 1,000 yards, still had 7 touchdowns. You think Mekhi Lemons coming in as a rookie and giving you 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns? Because I don't. The question becomes to me, how much better can Devontae Smith become? Last non-quarterback to win a Heisman. Is that right? I believe that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
But A.J. Brown's been consistent, and he's been good. He gets hurt. I don't know that I feel like their offense is going to go in the toilet, though, because A.J. Brown's not there anymore. I don't think that's the case. And if they can regain their ability to run the ball like they did their Super Bowl season, I think they have enough in the pass game to be fine. So they're a huge question to me. I don't think there's much chance they're going to be bad. Like, I think that I don't know that that's in a possible outcome for me, that they'd be bad. It's just how good can they be? I think they have probably the highest floor. I think I'd say they probably have a little higher floor than the Cowboys. I just don't know that their ceiling's as high as Dallas or Washington.
Yeah, at worst, I would see the Eagles at maybe 8-9 or 9-8, something like that.
I'd be very surprised if they didn't win
at worst.
Games.
Yeah.
I mean, so, if we're having a conversation about where they fall in the division, I think it's a little different. Do I think the Eagles can win a Super Bowl this year? No, I don't. And so that's where it gets a little interesting. Could I see Washington represent the NFC? Could I see Dallas represent the NFC? Squint your eyes? Yeah, maybe so. Think their upside's really high. I just don't know how high I feel like the upside is with the Eagles, which is totally unfair, which is totally unreasonable. They're the ones who've won Super Bowls lately. Right? Like that's a silly thing. Like Nick Sirianni's never going to be given enough credit for the job he's done there. Never will be. I say won a couple. They've won a Super Bowl, been to 2.
And could have won that one. It could have won 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be a fun division. I think it'll be among the most fun divisions in football this year. The most, for good reason, competitive, where everybody has a chance to be good divisions in football this year. All right, we're coming back for our third and final hour. Taylor Eldridge is going to join the show to talk a little Shockers. We've got this Paul Mills contract. We'll get that set up for you, and then we'll talk to Taylor about that and other Shocker topics. Don't go away. We got more Sports Daily coming your way on KFH.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
From Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
And now it's time for America's favorite daytime fun show.
Here we go, everybody. You ready? You ready to rock and roll for a third hour on Sports Daily? Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman with you here on Sports Daily. We have, we've got some fun to get to in this hour. We're going to dig in a little bit here, Brady. We'll have Taylor Eldridge should be joining us in the next segment, I believe. Yeah, should have him in. Let's talk about this Paul Mills contract. So Taylor Eldridge dropping this morning the article that sort of breaks it down, and we'll take you through that here, and we can get into it. We talked yesterday, or whenever it was, after the extension. It's an interesting move. Now, going in, it's an aggressive move. I think we all understand that it's an aggressive move before we ever even see any of these details. We understand that it's the university putting support behind Paul Mills maybe 1.5 step earlier than the success level that I think mostly all feel like we can see on the horizon, which is making the NCAA tournament. I think everybody's expectation is similar. Wichita State needs to be a program that makes the NCAA tournament more often than it doesn't make the NCAA tournament. So, we have that there in this, and we'll get to it. Everything we're talking about this hour, What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. Now featuring the cheeseburger in pizza dice pizza, beef American and Monterey Jack cheese, pickle onion burger seasoning, and drizzled with tangy burger sauce. Cheeseburger and pizza dice at WBC, your summertime pizza made here. If you got any questions for Taylor, you can leave those in our video comments, Facebook, YouTube, X. You can also call in at 869-1240, and you can email the show at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. So we get some of the details on this extension. Taylor frames this in his article as adding 3 seasons to the existing deal that's in place. There is added money in the 3 new seasons, goes up to $2 million 2.1 and 2.3 in those years, with some other boosters and things in there. Certainly the vote of confidence. Now, you might ask, why would the Shockers do that now, right? They haven't reached the NCAA tournament. What's the urgency there? Well, in this is the side of it that'll be fun to talk about, I think. The buyout. There essentially was not a buyout in the old deal, Brady. So, let's say the Shockers have a great year and somebody comes calling to hire Mills away. There's no buyout. There was no buyout. Now there is, to recoup some money for Wichita State. So they're committing more money to the deal, but they're not now quite at the same risk level if it's a highly successful season as they would have been. Is that how you've read this? Have you read this the same way I have?
Yeah, that's kind of what the same vibes I'm getting, just kind of skimming through this a little bit. One thing that, as a K-State guy, that just keeps popping up in the back of my mind with all this, Mills and former coach of the Wildcats, Jerome Tang, big friends, and Tang going through that separation and all that with K-State and how that went, which I'm not sure what the latest is on that. I think we've kind of forgotten about that a little bit as we're still trying to see how things are working out there on their settlement. I wonder about the timing on that. I wonder how much that was on Paul Mills' mind a little bit when they were reworking some of this contract.
Yeah, the motivations are interesting, and it isn't, guaranteed that if another program came calling that they wouldn't buy it out. I think, if it's a big time program and we're talking about buyout numbers that, that might total somewhere around $3.5 million or something, and that's if he left like after this season. Is a big time program going to be scared of that buyout number? No, they are not going to be scared of that buyout number. But it's far more money than zero, which is what Wichita State would have had in that scenario prior to this extension.
Which that surprised me.
It surprised me too. It was the most surprising thing about these numbers that Taylor Eldridge put out, for Kansas.com this morning. That was the most surprising part, is that there was nothing there before. USA Today put out a list of, this would have been in April, of the highest paid coaches across college basketball. Mills's salary is not anywhere near any of those. So, do I think the total amount of money or the yearly, is it unreasonable? I don't think so. I think it's fine. It's not a question of is $2 million too much for Wichita State's basketball coach? There is probably some case to be made that it's a good sign that they can afford to pay a coach like that, right? I think that's a sign of progress for the school as they begin to exit, hopefully, some buyouts of the past. So I don't think the amount of money is unreasonable. Now, but what I don't have is the AAC coaches, like if that's the peers. Now, and here's the interesting thing about that, right? Do we think of the AAC schools of peers? I think most of them are somewhere between $1 and $2 million. So it's kind of in that range, but that is, I think that's an interesting question. Do we think of Wichita State in the same regard as we think of these other schools in the conference?
Like Memphis?
I don't think we should. Now, I'm going to pull up another USA Today, and this is that list a little bit longer, but I say AAC, the American, forgive me. Penny Hardaway, according to USA Today, is at 2.8 a year. He's the only guy in the top 75, according to this. Now, Paul Mills will be in there, and that's why I don't know how much I trust this list, to be perfectly honest with you. But if Penny's at 2.8 and nobody else in the league is above pretty much 1.5, and maybe Taylor Eldridge has a little more insight on this. Again, I don't think the Wichita State basketball coach, when the dust settles, making, $2 million a year, I don't think that that's unreasonable at all. I think it's just fine. And so it's kind of a leap of faith. The one thing that becomes really dangerous for the Shockers is if they decided to move on from Paul Mills. Now you're looking at, if they did that in 2028, it'd be $5.5 million buyout, down to 4, down to 2.5, according to Taylor's reporting. So it's complicated, right? It's pretty intricate to try to really wrap your head around it. But I don't think the salary that Mills is going up to is too much for the Wichita State basketball coach. Not even close. I think if Paul Mills takes Wichita State to the level that we all think they should be at, I got no problem with this, right? Like that we'll look at it. Now, does it prevent poaching when it's at $2 million with a $5 million buyout? No, probably not. But it at least protects the Shockers to some level if that happens to go, hire their next coach. Does it create goodwill with Paul Mills? I'd have to ask Paul Mills that. I have no idea, right? I have no idea if it makes it more or less likely that he would even be interested in another job. No clue. I've never asked him that question. Maybe we will. So it becomes about these buyouts both directions. The risk for the Shockers is if this doesn't go well and they feel like they need to move on and there's pressure to move on, there's tremendous risk because now it just got real expensive to buy out the other direction. But it does protect you, and it isn't to a salary that's unreasonable among his peers, I don't think at all. I don't think we should be comparing Wichita State's basketball coaching salary to North Texas's, or quite frankly, anybody in the American outside of Memphis. I think Wichita State should be a program that is paying its basketball coach among the top 50, maybe even 30, 25 coaches across the country. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Paul Mills has not reached the NCAA tournament yet. But I think this step to get there is just fine with me. I don't have an issue with it at all.
It seems like a preparation for a lot of that. And to me, that kind of
preparation for success.
Yeah, that's exactly how I read it.
And look, that confidence is I'm good with it. They just retained everybody they wanted to. They basically put the roster together that they wanted to put together. That means a lot to me. Now, it still has to be successful. But.
Right. But it just feels like, hey, we might be onto something here. Let's dot our I's and cross our T's is basically how it reads to me.
Let's be prepared. It is. Right. It is such a vote of confidence, though. Right? It is. The university likes to throw out most wins for the first 3 years. I don't really care about that. Right? The college basketball landscape has changed. I will tell you too, though, the new rules of this favor guys like Paul Mills. I think the new Protect College Sports Act and the 5-and-5 like that helps Wichita State. It will help Wichita State. So I think when we think about the total money they have to work with, this doesn't alter the money that they'll have to be able to go get players. I don't think that. Look, the risk is. Wichita State had no leverage if somebody came in to poach Paul Mills away. Now they do. But they also have a tremendous buyout if they decide to change directions. I think if they're telling us they have no intention to change directions anytime in the next 3 or 4 years, is what they're telling us. None. Right? And that is the risk for Wichita State. That is a pretty big dang vote of confidence when you still haven't made the NCAA tournament yet.
For sure. Yeah, especially when you consider that. And yeah, again, just to kind of hit on it more, it just feels like the way, and we'll learn more about it here in a little bit, but the way this is written, it's structured in a way to hopefully not have to make a change. It is the way it's kind of structured. It's structured against any sort of changes in the future as far as who's the head coach at the Shockers, trying to keep that Paul Mills for as long as they can. But definitely a lot of cool things to dive into here in just a little bit with Taylor.
I'm looking forward to it. We will hopefully get Taylor this hour, so stick around for that. But it is a good time. I think an exciting time to be a Shocker fan. We'll see. We'll see. We'll talk to Taylor on the other side about this contract, about the scheduling of USC, about what the 5-5 court ruling means. We'll have it all for you as we make our way through a Thursday here on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
And joining us now is Taylor Eldridge, who will be our Shocker Insider here before too long, an unscheduled visit. Taylor, we're happy to have you on board here with Sports Daily. The new 8 to 11 time slot, advantageous for the night owls on the beats like you are out there. So welcome in, I guess, unofficially here to Sports Daily.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Good timing, too, for this one because there's a lot to cover, man, with the Shockers. We've got big-time opponents being scheduled. We have court decisions that may or may not impact the roster. And, oh, by the way, we get a contract extension, the first for Paul Mills. Your story out right now at Kansas.com on the contract details of this. First thing, were you surprised at the timing here at all?
I was a little bit, because I thought if they were going to extend him, it would be, kind of soon after last season. So, right before this season, maybe a couple months later than what I thought if they were going to extend him. But, I think if you're Kevin Saul and you believe that, you hired Paul Mills, you believe in him, you think he's your guy, and there's a lot of signs pointing towards, this thing trending in the right direction. They're about to take off. A lot of signs are pointing toward that. So, I can understand it from his position why you would want to lock up Paul Mills right now. I think there is, I would understand some section of the fan base who looks at it and says, man, it's like we haven't been, close to an at-large bid yet, for the NCAA tournament. That's been the stated goal in the program, get this back to March Madness. Haven't done that yet. Maybe we would want to wait and see, after this season, that to have him prove it that he can take a team that, like we talked about, all signs point to them contending for a conference championship, contending for an NCAA tournament bid. Let's see if he can actually take that team and, fulfill that potential. But, it's a little surprising, maybe like a 5 or 6 on the surprise scale. But like, I totally understand it from WSU's perspective. If you believe in the coach, you think that, this thing's about to take off, it does make sense to lock him up now.
And Taylor, Jacob and I were just talking, and I don't know if this surprised you as well, but I was surprised that there wasn't a buyout in the contract before. Did you already know that, or were you surprised by that as well?
Yeah, late in the original contract, it's pretty typical, like it's most contracts you're not going to get to the the last year or two, so you're either going to make a decision to extend him or probably fire him by year 4. So it wasn't entirely surprising for that language. I mean, if he would have left after, I think, April 15th of this after this upcoming season, no buyout fee. But now it's interesting because it's not really a 3-year extension. If you read the language of the contract, it's basically a new 5-year deal. They keep the same terms, the same financial terms of the last 2 years of the original contract. and then they add on 3 new years, but the contract language starts over. So now the buyout number is way more than what it was. If it goes south and things don't go well this season, that's WSU just made it a lot more expensive, in that scenario. But like I said, I think all signs are pointing towards this thing getting turned around, and they should have a great year. But yeah, that buyout number for Mills, if things went south, it was 1.8. If they were going to fire him after the season, now it's more than $5 million more expensive because the contract resets, and now you're paying out 100% of the remaining contract. If you fire him after this season, and now there's 4 years left after this coming season. So it was a little surprising, to see the buyout language.
So I want to know how this stacks up, Taylor. I've looked, outside of Penny, it's probably now, I would assume, more than the rest of the coaches in the American. I don't really care about that, though, because I think Shocker fans, I think observers envision this program being far beyond comparing it to other teams in the American. No offense to them, but it's a vote of confidence, because no NCAA tournament, of course, but it's a vote of confidence to maybe enter a new threshold of where Wichita State's coach ought to be paid. The timing is so interesting to me, because we love what they've done in the offseason. The success was good there last year. And at the same time, they haven't reached the success level they need to, but they also needed the protection if somebody poaches them away. It's really curious timing is I guess what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and I guess it should be pointed out too, if they do have an awesome season and he does get poached, I think, like you guys said last question, WSU would not have gotten very much money. Now it's doubled. Now it's 7 figures, 1.5 million. If Mills gets poached after this season, so there is a benefit for WSU. So yeah, it kind of raises the stakes for both sides. It makes the buyout higher for both sides of this deal. And yeah, I'm not sure how it ranks in the American. I would certainly believe it's in the top 4 at the very least. I don't know what the new Chris Mack contract. Wes Miller. Those are some big time coaches that are coming back to the American. So I haven't seen financial details for them, but yeah, it's definitely a commitment for WSU to say that, this is what we're willing to pay our men's basketball coach. And yeah, you look at, the length of the deal, he's going to probably be making, more than $2 million per year annually, obviously not early in the contract, but over the course of it, the average is going to be just over $2 million per year. So that is a pretty hefty chunk of change. And yeah, it's definitely a commitment from Wichita State to say, we think we have our guy. And like I said, all signs are pointing towards the Shockers taking a big step this year. But, they haven't done it yet. 24 wins, a nice run in the NIT. You make it to the conference tournament championship. That was a nice season, a nice way to end last season. But still, they weren't close to the NCAA bubble for an at-large bid. So that's kind of the expectation. The tournament's expanding now. There's more teams. The conference seems to be wide open. A lot of people have Wichita State pegged as the favorite in the American. So now there's, a little bit of pressure for WSU, for Paul Mills specifically, because now he's got that big contract. He's got the extension. And now I think there's a little pressure to deliver the goods. I think by all means, he's planning on it. But now I think it does add a little pressure for him coming into this season to deliver a great year and keep that win total going up and get the Shockers back in contention for a regular season title and also a postseason one and get back to March Madness.
Taylor, I want to touch on something that you mentioned. I think it's a good segue into shifting gears here just a little bit when you talked about the Shockers kind of behind the 8 ball last year when it came to any sort of at-large opportunities. for the NCAA tournament. They pretty much had to win the conference tournament for that to happen, and almost made it happen. But let's talk about the USC scheduling and how much that could help those at-large odds for this next season.
Yeah, that was huge news for WSU because they have had some real difficulties putting together this non-conference because they know like this is a team capable of putting together in a large resume, and they're really working hard to give WSU the chances, the swings at quad ones and quad twos. And they really weren't finding anything close to home regional wise. They're going to Power Fives, trying to get a quad one, on a neutral site, and just could not find it around the region. So yeah, I think Paul Mills deserves a lot of credit. Kevin Saul, I know he works on the schedule as well. Those guys, came together, thought a little bit outside the box and going west. I think if you would have said this before, playing USC in Lake Tahoe, not exactly, what you would think of first, but this is a great upside swing for WSU. You get a USC team that is absolutely loaded with talent, but you're getting them probably game 2 or 3 on the schedule. So they're going to be, still learning how to play with each other. WSU has the chemistry, they have the experience factor on their side. And, it's going to be one of those games where it's pretty low risk for WSU because if you go out there and lose to a projected, top 15 team, we'll see where they end up actually in the net. But, top 50 for sure. This is a guaranteed basically quad one game for WSU. If you go out there and lose it, no big deal. It shows you're willing to go out on the road and play a really good team. And then if you win it, you already have like a quad one win under your belt the first week of the college basketball season. So huge get for Wichita State, very low risk, all upside from where I stand, from what I see. And, obviously you have to go out there and, capitalize on it. It's a great opportunity. It's not going to mean much if they go out there and lose by 20, but, if they go out there and compete well and, if they pull out the win, they are sitting real pretty the first week in November. So they still have, I think, 5 games left to add to the schedule. We'll see. I don't think they're going to get like another top, 25 team, but, never say never. I do think they are looking for trying to get another quad one swing on a neutral site, a top 50 team in the net. So we'll see. But yeah, that's a big get for Wichita State. And yeah, this non-conference schedule is definitely shaping up to be one of the best ones in a couple of years for sure for WSU.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. Taylor Eldridge, Wichita Eagle, joining us, our Shocker insider going into the fall here and ahead of basketball season, because without him, they're not going to have a chance to make the NCAA tournament without winning the American. Now, if they can get a couple more, maybe they would. Maybe they would have a strong enough non-con. Taylor, I want to ask you about the court decisions that are happening. Kenyon Giles, Karan Boyd, Emmanuel Okorafor, kind of front and center here. Now, I had been told earlier, much, much, much earlier in the offseason, that the Shockers were watching this. That's a long time ago, though, and they've since seemingly, I think, filled out the roster. Even if they could figure it out, even if these guys are ultimately granted eligibility, do the Shockers have room for them? Is there any world where any of those 3 guys could come back?
Yeah, I think the college sports world, what's happened the last 5 years has taught me, like, never say never. There's always crazy things have happened, and right now, on paper, no, they don't have room. They have a full roster, but could you get creative? Obviously, PJ Kuznar's son on staff probably doesn't need a scholarship. You could shift him around. Somebody else could, take give up their scholarship, possibly. So they could get creative. Would they do that? I'm very skeptical because, they brought in some big time guards, and, yes, it sounds great on paper. Why would you not want Kenyon Giles or Karan Boyd back? But I just think that, with the team that they have, they've been playing together for the last couple months now in the summer. They have defined roles. And also, I don't think they have much rev share money left to give those guys. So, they would have to take a pretty severe discount. And, this is why they put their name in the portal back in April for this chance. So it should give them the ability to move on and hopefully go make some more money somewhere else, because those are some good basketball players, all three of them. So I would be skeptical if any of those three come back. I haven't heard from anyone in the program if they are like actively pursuing that. Any kind of reunion, I would say very, very unlikely at this point. But again, with everything that's happened in the college basketball world lately, never say never.
Taylor, we've been talking a lot about the college sports bill and kind of the limbo that feels like that's been in for a long time. Seems like there's a lot of enthusiasm to finally maybe get something across the finish line this week. If not this week, it seems like that'd be, next thing up when they come out of recess. But, for K-State and KU, kind of in a similar spot in the Big 12 as far as feeling like you're kind of just along for the ride on all these deliberations and whatever may happen. For Wichita State and the AAC, what's the feeling there with Saul and the university? Is it kind of the same feeling, just like we're just kind of along for the ride and we'll see what happens?
Yeah, probably in a way, because without a football team, you're not really like a power player in the conference. But I think Wichita State still has that brand. I still think they are looked on favorably, nationally. People still recognize that logo is very distinctive. Obviously the Final Four and the perfect season, those runs have happened about a decade ago, but I still think that they're still pretty relevant on the national scene. So, if Mills gets this thing going again at WSU and basketball, if they return to a, getting back to the tournament, making some noise in March, they have some brand power, and they could control their destiny. Obviously conference realignment's always a big question. Wichita State has been floated out there, for moving on by some, conferences, out west, out east. They've been rumored and linked to on conferences on both coasts. So, if they get this thing rolling again, I don't know when the next domino for conference realignment will happen, but they could set themselves up favorably. If you can say like, hey, we can come to your conference, we'll be a good basketball brand. That's kind of how they got to the American in the first place. So yes, without football, you are kind of in the back seat. You're not really driving the bus per se, but I do think WSU is set up somewhat favorably just because they have that national brand. It's not as strong as it used to be, under Greg Marshall, but still, there is some identity there, and I think they're positioned a little bit better than the typical non-football team.
Taylor Eldridge, Wichita State beat reporter. Great work at the Wichita Eagle. Go check out the contract details now. That dropped this morning from Taylor. All the other great stuff. We're about a month away from regular weekly visits, Taylor. Thanks for the catch-up session. It's been busy for the Shockers here the last couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. Looking forward to coming on and talking more Shockers. And, thanks for having me on again.
You bet. There goes Taylor Eldridge. Looking forward. Man, it'll be nice to have him in with us to help, make sense of what's happening there at Wichita State. Hoping also, we're still working on schedules. It's too far out. Hoping still for weekly Paul Mills visits, which are always fun. So we're looking forward to it, Brady. But a lot of interesting stuff there. It is. I got the sense kind of the same we felt, right?
Yeah.
It's preemptive, perhaps, but there's a reason it's preemptive. You can see it. It's the optimist coaching
it's a good
contract
reason.
Extension.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to be excited about what they're rolling out there this year. All right, we'll come back. A couple other stories we need to get to. Are the Royals back, Brady? 2 wins in a row?
Ooh, I have some thoughts. I watched a lot of highlights last night when I got home. So,
and Andy Reid chimes in on the Travis Kelce dad bod conversation. That's all coming up on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily here. Jake Ballbrock, Brady Bowman with you on a Thursday. Thanks to Tim Fitzgerald, our K-State insider. Thanks to Taylor Eldridge, our Shocker insider, for visits today. If you missed anything there, you can go back and listen always for free on the Odyssey app. Did you see Brady, Andy Reid chiming in on the dad bod conversation of Travis Kelce there?
I didn't, so I'm excited to hear what he said.
So, this thing has been weird. There was the video over the weekend of Travis Kelce. Looked like he maybe had a little spare tire there. Then, of course, there was the obviously fake belly hanging out video, which was actually kind of funny. I was going back through and checking the archives. The original video does look like it was taken at camp, and then he must have shaved or something. So I've been confused by this. I'm telling you, AI is not going to be for me. But I not in that way. Like seeing these videos and stuff and trying to keep up with everything, and it's like,
yeah, it's awful.
We need some kind of like stamp that goes on everything that's ever created by AI. Andy Reid chimes in, and here's his quote. He came back in good shape. Everybody thought he was going to come back with this dad bod that I heard about. I'm going, this guy looks the same as he's always looked. Everything is tight, man. He's out here. He's running. He's competing. Pat, trust him like crazy. I love seeing it 14 years in and still going strong. You got to love football, right? You got a old man talking about another older guy. Everything's tight, man. Looking good. Looking good. It's good looking.
I love
dude.
that quote.
Let's get out there.
Everything's tight.
I don't care if Travis Kelce has a little spare tire going. I honestly means nothing. How is he? Like anybody that thinks Travis Kelce is going to be in the same kind of physical shape that he was in 6 or 7 years ago is crazy anyway. Like, What do people expect? We've all seen the Tom Brady beach photos and like, guys, this is what happens when you get older. Okay, I don't think Travis Kelce chose to play another year just so he could get fat in the offseason and get pushed around in the NFL. Like, that's not going to happen. The chances of that happening are next to zero. Now, can we have fun on social media? Yeah, sure we can. I think it's probably something we should do. I think they'll probably have fun with it on their podcast that he does with his brother. But, like, are people actually worried about any of this? Like, Kelce's getting older, man. Like, of course his body doesn't look the same. Patrick Mahomes has had a little cushion there his whole career.
That's true.
Does it matter?
I don't think so.
Kelce is 36 playing tight end in the NFL.
That's up there for a tight end, especially the way he plays.
There aren't very many of them that can do it.
No.
The Chiefs have been blessed that they've seen two of the guys that can, Tony Gonzalez, Travis Kelce. I don't know what people's expectations are for Kelce this year. My expectation for Kelce this year is to provide a rehabbing Patrick Mahomes his outlet that he's always had. My hope for Travis Kelce this year is that he doesn't need to be anything but the maybe third leading pass catcher for the Kansas City Chiefs. Because if he has to be the first again, that's not going to be good for the offense. It means it's not working out well at wide receiver is what that means. Kelce's true value to the Chiefs is the familiarity with Mahomes and the fact that in big moments, those two guys can do things maybe unlike any duo in the NFL. How they do it, sometimes we can't figure out. Watching games saying, how is Kelce that open on 3rd and 4? Right? Like, that's the thing. That's about the only thing I expect out of Kelce this year. Now, do I think I think he's going to probably still be at a top 8 tight end in football production-wise? I do.
Agreed.
But he doesn't have to be the top tight end in football. He's 36 years old.
And
so this video has been interesting because it's kind of like there is a group of people. There are people out there, and I don't know how much of this now is because he's married to the biggest celebrity in the world or anything else, but there are a lot of people that are just like looking for reasons to be haters. And I don't think it's reflective of reality.
And because of Taylor Swift, there are just more people paying attention to Travis Kelce who are not typical football people, too. For some perspective on Travis Kelce's age, 36. Rob Gronkowski, also considered a tight end GOAT. His last season was 2021, right? Mm-hmm. Right now, Gronk is 37. He's only a year older than Travis Kelce, and he hasn't played in almost 5 years now? Yeah. So, I mean, when you think about it that way, that Gronk's only a year older, he hasn't played in 5 years, and Travis Kelce is still doing it. That's pretty impressive to me for a guy that played
one of the positions in football that falls off. It ages. Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't have the hard data, but this is just like off the top of my head. Like if we're talking about NFL positions that age the quickest, it probably goes running back and then tight end.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
Receivers don't age particularly well, so they're probably up there as well. You know, a tight end might find some longevity even as they lose their speed, but typically that's going to be like your road grader tight end that is still, you know, blocking a ton and maybe counted on to catch 30 or 35 balls a year. But guys that are highly productive pass-catching tight ends, they just can't last that long in the NFL. And Travis Kelce has.
Looking at a list here.
Gronk is a great example.
Yeah. Zach Ertz is 35. Mercedes Lewis, 41.
Yeah.
He's kind of an outlier.
But again, he doesn't catch
he
doesn't really catch passes anymore.
George Kittle's only 32, but
Isn't that
that's starting to get up there. Yeah. So yeah, when you think that Gronk's only a year older than Travis Kelce, of course, Gronk, had injuries and back issues that really kind of took away. His stats would be even more impressive if he didn't have those back issues. But yeah, Travis Kelce is still proving that he is one of the tight end GOATs for sure. Well, I mean, when you talk about tight end GOATs, you talk about Kelce and Gronk.
Kelce, Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, maybe Antonio Gates.
Dicka back in the day, way back.
Yeah, I mean, well, right, yeah, but the modern tight end, let's call it.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kelce, here's the other thing, and you mentioned Gronk's injuries. Kelce has never played fewer than 15 games in a season. Can you believe that?
That's amazing.
That's
an amazing stat.
Never. He has
in the way he plays.
Last year's 76 catches, which we've talked about how high that ranks in the NFL. That's the first time he didn't catch at least 85 balls since 2015.
Incredible.
He has had more than 800 yards every single year of that 14-year career. It's unbelievable. Like, we will have legitimate and genuine debates about whether or not he's the greatest tight end that's ever played, which is super fun, right, for the Chiefs. Tony Gonzalez was in that conversation, and then he really had the longevity thing because he went on and had an incredible career in Atlanta.
Yeah, he did.
So there aren't very many guys like this. Gronk, Kelce, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates probably deserves to be there.
Oh, Antonio Gates. How can we forget about him?
When you look at some of those things, and like, who is going to talk about the physical abilities of Travis Kelce, who has never played fewer than 15 games in his career? 14 years of at least 15 games. Most of those years, it's every game. That is unreal. So I don't care if he does look like his brother, Jason Kelce, out there. I kind of trust that he's going to take care of his body the way he needs to. There are very few guys in the game of football, especially at positions that take as much contact as a tight end, that have been able to do it like that. I mean, we'll appreciate that some of that stuff later, I think. But, like, you can't do that unless you're a great athlete, right? You just can't. It's just impossible. And he has been one. So I don't care what he looks like walking around out there, quite frankly. I mean, it's fun to have fun with it, and I do appreciate all the good humor in it. But I think that of all the things I'd be worried about, that ain't it. I'm worried about his hands. His hands betrayed him a little bit last year. That's what I worry about. But again, at the end of the day, if the Chiefs are leaning on him for more than 75 catches, which is what he had a year ago, that's not a good thing. That's a problem.
Plus, to me,
that means the receivers aren't doing their jobs.
Yeah, for sure. And for Kelsey, I mean, when we talk about all the accolades and the rings he has, I mean, honestly, for Chiefs Kingdom, whatever more he does at this point, it's just gravy to me.
For his legacy, sure,
absolutely.
He is, to me, though, critical to what they're doing this year as
Agreed.
We have a recovering Mahomes. Like Mahomes having that safety blanket, it was going to be hard, I think, much harder, and I do believe that that's a big reason Kelsey came back. It would have been much harder on Mahomes without Kelsey there. Much harder.
A lot of peace of mind. A lot of peace of mind with that.
A couple other notes from Chiefs camp. Rashee Rice get an update from Andy Reid a little bit because he was back at practice. Reid saying that him getting those reps is important so they can ease him back in. I think he's not on an injury report. You're still dealing with Cyrus Allen not practicing. Of the notables, Christian Fulton is nicked up. Ashton Gelati remains nicked up. That's a hamstring. That one may linger. Drew Tranquil had some back things they're not taking a risk with, and Xavier Worthy remains out. So certainly the Chiefs have not made it through without injury, but they've made it through so far without serious injury, certainly compared to some of the other teams across the league. One other thing, Emmett Johnson, who I'm particularly interested in because I think he could be a role player. The running back out of Nebraska, only because we've seen Kenneth Walker share a backfield his entire career. I don't know if he'll need to in Kansas City, but I'd like to know that he can if the Chiefs need him to. So Emmett Johnson, I think, takes on a bigger role. Brady, that does it. We're just a couple minutes away here from wrapping up another. We're almost a full week through the new schedule. We'll have next week is the last week probably without our full flurry of insiders starting to trickle in. Tomorrow, speaking of the Chiefs, we're going to have Joshua Briscoe step in, who is our Chiefs insider. We're a couple of weeks away from his weekly visits, but we wanted to get caught up on some things out there. So we're going to bring in Josh tomorrow. Looking forward to that conversation of the Chiefs Radio Network. Always fun. We'll be making picks soon enough. Brady's going to have a full breakdown of the Hall of Fame game tomorrow. I'm just kidding. He will not. We would not let him. I would rather watch Brady open training cards than analyze the Hall of Fame game for 15 minutes.
Why not do both?
Well, listen, to those that supported Brady in this endeavor, I don't know what it is that we've done, but we'll find out. We'll start that up next week. Still can't believe that. What a critical mistake on my part, allowing this. But for everyone out there that supported this, you'll get your wish next week. But we still have another day of this week. Looking forward to tomorrow's show. You can always get in touch with the show. You can always go back and listen on the Odyssey app. And again, I think, and Max can correct me if I'm wrong on this, if you're listening and it's 6 o'clock at night and you want to chime in on something we've talked about, you can leave us a voice message. And if it's relevant the next day, we can still play that out over the air. So we want to make this as interactive as we can with you, however it is and whenever it is that you take in the show. But one of the big reasons we're pushing to 8 to 11, 3 live hours is that so more of you have a chance to do that. And as we get into the busy season, we know it's coming. You can catch Brady and I both later today on 12 News. I'm going to dig in a little bit to that Paul Mills contract, and we'll have that for you as well coming up later today. But Brady, it's been real. One more this week. You hanging in there? You good? You ready for these 15 live hours a week, baby?
I'm hanging in. And, the biggest excitement, we joke about the Hall of Fame game tonight, but to me, the biggest thing why I get excited is signals that, we're there. We're at the doorstep of everything happening and getting right into it, all the interviews that you talked about. We're almost there, Jacob.
Don't forget, you have Royals baseball tonight on KFH. Did you know the Royals have the best home record since early July?
How about Noah Cameron last night?
Is Noah Cameron back? We probably need to get into that. Tomorrow we'll also have a Royals insider, Jalen Thompson. Perfect timing. All right, everybody. We'll see you then. For Max, for Brady, I'm Jacob. Goodbye.
Want the real story behind Kansas athletics without the fluff? Go straight to the beat writer who covers